in your family. Watch so you know where your problem is. To know if there is a witch in your family. Watch so you know where your problem is coming from. Let's watch this video.
Signs to know if there is a witchcraft or there is a witch in your family. I'm going to be talking about 5 or 6 signs to know if you have a witch in your family. Number 1, disunity. So for the enemy to be able to carry out an attack successfully, there has to be confusion and disunity in the household. So disunity is the number 1 thing you can find in a house that is being controlled by witches. Number 2 is limitation and poverty. They work side by side. Limitation. They have made a proclamation or create a barricade of limitation that nobody exceeds a certain status in that particular family. You see that anytime anybody, is emerging out of that particular limitation, you see, it's either they die, they fall sick, or they fall. They rise and they fall. As soon as they are getting to that particular level, they don't crash. Something don't happen to them. They don't fall. That is aside. And then for the poverty, it is the same thing. That's why I'm putting them side by side. There have to be extreme abject poverty in that environment, right? Because you know what wealth will do for you. Wealth is authority. It is freedom, extreme freedom from spiritual, both in the spiritual and in the physical. It is an authority bestowed upon human by God. It is a gift. So you will agree with me that wealth, money, will destroy any generational curse at all. So for you not to exceed that particular limit that they have created, they have to be abject poverty in that place. They have to be constant limitation of finance opportunity. Yes, because if you attain or acquire some level of wealth, you might break the curse. They will not be able to access you, command you. You will not be chained or subdued to their psychological manipulation or whatever manipulation you call it. Because once one person breaks free out of that limitation, right? There's every tendency that particular person will spread the wealth. So you are releasing everybody, right? You have become the generational wealth, breaker, be go there, call and finish. So that's why that one they will need to use everything they carry and they will say. Nobody, absolutely nobody. Wealth is financial freedom. Is freedom in every ramification of life, because you need money to access every aspect of your calling, of your purpose, of whatever you want to do. Category, another aspect to know that there is a witch in your family. Number 3 is unexplainable death, unexplainable illnesses and death. The person don't die. It's like a constant relay of same events happening every year or every 2 years or every simultaneously. You just be experiencing death. You know why that is happening? Because these clusters of witches surrounding this particular family have submitted this family to a particular entity, and this entity demands souls and blood, right? That is what you pay to get your work done. So it is a contract to say, thank you, you can take anybody you want to take. Sometimes it's the one they all agree to say they want to give to the entity, but the entity will decide. Sometimes we decide, sometimes the one where they shine fast, now they collect, right? The one when they so pure, the one when innocent, when you go fix, now that one now they choose, right? So unexplainable death, unexplainable sickness. You see dramas happening in the environment, in the house, in the family, is because the entity needs to be feeding off their sorrows and pains. That's how it gets empowered. That's how it survives. It feeds off of those type of sorrowful energy. Just so you see I want to be very, very fast. The next one is unattractiveness. Monitoring spirit and familiar spirit. I'm going to encapsulate this one into one. Why unattractiveness? So unattractiveness, in my village they used to call it Adisonwiki, right? When they use stickiness, rub you spiritually. Everywhere you go, you get rejected. Everywhere you go, you get rejected. Like number 1, like number 2, like I said, limitations. limitation. So for that to be carried out successfully, there has to be monitoring spirit following you and familiar spirit clocking their energy into you. That even before your blessings come, they will need to see it first. They will be the one to see it first. So they will be diverting it and rechanneling it to where they want it to go, right? Sometimes, yes, rechanneling it to where it needs to go, right?
100% fruit, wildly irresistible.
Yes, rechanneling it to where it needs to go, right? Because they now have possession over you, right? Limitations and poverty, remember. So for that to constantly happen, they have to be monitoring spirit, monitoring you, familiar spirit attaching themselves to you or anyone around you, right? And then you become unattractive. Anywhere you go, people don't want to look you. Not when you do when they sweet people. You have more of what people watching you than people supporting you, right? This is another aspect to know that you have a witch in your house. He said that you have a witch, and this witch, and this, there are three categories of witches: the one who was born in the blood, in the bloodline of witch, the one who practices witchcraft, and the one who is possessed by the spirit of witchcraft. These are the three categories of witches and warlock. The same thing, a warlock is a man that has a witch, that has the same spirit as a witch, but he's not a man, so they call him a warlock. Yeah, so that is for that. And then the last one, which one? Mental illness. For this mental illness, most of the time, is very, very essential sometimes, because you see, it depends on the type of ritual that was done. If the ritual was done to the family under the moon, there is every tendency that there is going to be mental illness in that family. Multiple people having mental illness because the ritual was done under the moon, right? So it might, the cause and effect of that particular ritual would be that, you know, a lot of people are having mental illness in that family, right? And sometimes it is also because there are powerful people, because not everybody they take their life, right? There are some where we say their soul is not meant to be tampered with. When a curse is being created, immediately God creates someone to break that curse. That's one thing the enemy, they know. In fact, whoever, they know that as soon as they create that curse, there's going to be a prophecy immediately that so person is going to come in so day, so hour to break this curse. That's why you see they walk tirelessly. They walk tirelessly. But why do you people put yourself in such a simultaneous distress? Every time you go, they fight unnecessarily. Why don't you people just want peace in your life? Now, what you did, it will take so many years and so many loss of life, so many sorrows to be able to maintain what you have created. Yet you will still be defeated. I don't understand how the mind of witches in this game, right? So because they know, say there's always going to be someone to break that curse, because as soon as the curse is being broken, everything will be reversed back to them, because the entity needs to feed. The entity they have created, you know, get where they go, it's going back to them. So their own bloodline now will now have to suffer a stupid, useless decision that they made years ago, right? So that's why they fight. They fight anyone who has the potential to become a curse breaker. That's why you see the ones where they no fit buy, they go send mental illness for them. They'll send mental illness, create illusions in their mind, worry their mind, so that they won't have the ability to even work or think of a strategic way to break the curse, right? So I'm just going to crown this message here, right? The reason why it's essential to take note of your dream and take note of the people God shows to you in the dream is because you cannot fight an enemy you do not know. That's why even God himself is giving you people with identification, people with name, right? So you are praying, you are saying any enemy is not a specification. Anybody is not a specification. Anybody is a pronoun. Anybody is a pronoun that functions as a noun. In other words, it does not take any practical effect in the spiritual form. When you're anybody that is after man, you have to give a name. That's why your angels are giving you visions. Write the name down. Whether they know set or you know they know set, give it to the court of the law, spiritual court of law, to judge that one, because they know better. Since you are not aware in that aspect, write the name. Call the name when you are praying. That's when it triggers.
Critics.
Call the name when you are praying. That's when it triggers thunder. That's when it triggers forces. What is the person doing in your dream? You have to be attentive. What is the person doing in your dream? Right? It's not a coincidence. You don't need to say everything coincidence. No, your angels that are giving you name. See, before, okay, let's agree. Yeah, the forces, devices of the enemy, right? But now people, now the devil still they use now. And now the people when they're very close to you, now they go use now. Right? So why not give a name and see what God can do? Right? God will show you, say these people, be wary of these people. You say, these are devices of the enemy. You are just being unintelligent spiritually to say these are devices of the enemy. If you are smart, you will reconsider to say, it is not a coincidence that I'm seeing this person 1, 2, 3, right? Write their names down. Put them under the petition of the spiritual law. If they can't be innocent, the law will judge them. If they're not considered innocent, the law will still judge whoever is using their skin to fight you. But at least there is a trace. There is something to trace at. Right? As we get caught here, so we get caught for spirit. Call your ancestors. Anybody, anything when you believe in the universe, nature, time. May they fight the person. May they ask the person what the person they do spiritually. You know, get what you want call. He said, that's I say now the same thing, the same authority where you get for here, where they get for that side, now you get for here. According to the Bible, whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. Whatever is bound in loose on earth is loose in heaven. So, the name when you are praying, that's when it triggers thunder. That's when it triggers forces.